A lot of business owners and leadership teams have spent time building what they believe was a solid growth plan. They've mapped out a few goals, pulled together a strategy deck, maybe even lined up a marketing campaign or two, and yet the results just aren't there. There's this frustrating disconnect that shows up. You're doing the work, you're following the plan, but it feels like you're pushing everything uphill. The business isn't scaling the way that you expected, and you're stuck wondering what's missing. And more often than not, it's not the idea that's the problem. It's that the plan was built without fully accounting for the structure of your business. The offers aren't aligned, the team isn't set up to execute, and the internal systems can't support what the plan is trying to achieve. When the plan doesn't reflect the reality of how your business actually functions, that's when things start to stall and break down. Execution becomes inconsistent, offers get confusing, and your team spends more time reacting than producing results. And instead of compounding results, everything starts to feel like a grind. You might find yourself constantly shifting priorities or experimenting with new tactics to try to generate momentum, but without the right foundation underneath it, it just creates more confusion. At that point, growth isn't strategic, it becomes situational, and the business starts to rely on hustle to move forward instead of structure that can scale. That's exactly why we developed our business growth strategy advisory at Brand Identify. It's not about delivering a fancy strategic plan that looks great in a slide deck. It's about aligning your direction, your offers, and your infrastructure so that growth is actually executable. The first step in our process is always to clarify. We help founders and leadership teams get absolutely clear on where they're going and why. That means defining the vision, locking in the goals, and identifying the true growth priorities that matter most to the business right now. Once that direction is set, we move straight into offer development. We evaluate how your current products or services are positioned, priced, and packaged. And we refine or restructure those offers in a way that increases perceived value, improves conversion, and simplifies the path forward. Then we map out a real revenue expansion roadmap. This includes defining your go-to-market strategy, identifying your ideal customer, refining your messaging, and determining which marketing and sales channels are going to be the most effective. And we don't guess at this. We build a phased out plan that identifies specific growth levers, optimizes your existing income streams, and shows exactly how to layer in new offers or revenue opportunities over time without overloading your operations or overwhelming your team. If your business has a plan on paper, but you're not seeing the progress that you expected, this is likely the gap. The plan may not be the problem, but the structure underneath it probably is. This is the work that we do every day with clients who are ready to scale but need a clear and practical path forward. If you want to get serious about building a business that can grow without confusion, book a strategy call with me today and let's talk about it. We'll take a close look at your current structure, your offers, and your growth roadmap and show you what's really standing in your way. Because at the end of the day, growth doesn't happen because you wrote down a goal. Growth happens when your business is structured to make that goal inevitable.